Yeah, at least it's only the second trading day of the month. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting session today, I think. 4-hour structure looks nice in the sense that we started to create a high level of support.
Yeah.
We need to break above this resistance.
Yeah, once we break that, it's going to be clean. Just low time frames, it does look quite choppy.
Yeah.
You can't really come up above that 100 area.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, there's always something when I'm trying to go live or something. There's always something that's gonna delay me.
Yeah, that's fine. You've been up today, haven't you?
Yeah.
Early. How do you feel? Are you feeling a bit more recovered now, do you reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling good now. Figures after that, like, because it knocked me out of like routine, it made me feel so much more tired. So I just sort of needed to force myself back into routine to not feel tired.
That's so hard to do as well, isn't it? Because you just feel like that it's such a struggle getting back into something after you've spent a few weeks getting into it and then you just lost it all.
Oh yeah, trust.
Trading views looking. What's going on? How's GN looking?
What's that, sorry?
How's GN looking?
I'm about to check it out actually. Oh, it's potentially coming down to my little area. I want to try and get cells below here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice move. You can see structurally why.
Yeah. Them wigs are quite interesting though. Coming down, all here.
Yeah. Yes, I'm saying, so that sort of level's being respected continuously, so below here you can have a lot more of an easy move. If you get actual closes, you get closes below here, that's going to be nice. That's going to be a lot nicer. But in this big range at the minute, so.
But.
Good morning, YouTube. Did you have a good weekend anyway?
Yeah, it was good, mate. How was yours?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I'm having family come up from Cornwall. Right, much so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I can see.
Yeah, hopefully we get a nice little start to the month here today. Just going to be interested to see how we react to this sort of area, because it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. But structure, I think, sort of dictates that we could continue this move.
Just waiting for some volume, really, innit?
Yeah. Okay, let's start the stream. Let's get it kick started. Okay. So, if we just have a look at our daily time frame overall. Do not like that song. There's some awful tracks in it. Right, okay, so if we look at the dailies, what's going to be interesting to notice about the dailies, obviously we had this previous support here from last week. We know we got this candle that closed below that support, and then we've had this daily candle that pushed us back above that level. Okay, so now effectively we have this area created as your daily support level. So if we start to get daily candles break back down below here, then yeah, downside is going to be very much a thing, especially once we break those wicks where you can clearly see we were grabbing liquidity from within the same area to drive up. So based off your dailies, you know, we know that we're holding the support. Now our key levels here coming up is going to be this level here, okay, and this area here. Alright, you can see that this also was a previous resistance level. We also got wick rejections from this area. We got rejections all in from here, okay, in the previous week. So again, we're not sure what's going to happen as we approach this kind of level. But we know what's happened down over here. Now this is obviously going to be a target on the dailies if we can respect this support, okay, and potentially break through these kind of minor levels that we've got in this daily structure point. And then this would be your ultimate sort of area you'd want price to push up to. Or are we going to find rejection here and daily's going to start coming back down and start heading back down towards 159? Potentially. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Looking at the 4 hour. Alright, what's interesting at the 4 hour, obviously you can see where we've respected our overall support level. That drove price up. You can see the rejections we had around 159 to 159,400. Okay, so we know that that was our important level. We had this important area here as well on the 4 hour. Why was that important? Well, this was the resistance level over here that was created with that high pullback. Support was formed to continue this move. So when we look at this structure point, we saw how we failed to create support over here. We pulled back in the range. When we came back above that key level, created a support, and we pushed up. Okay, so then when we came back down, notice how, what did we do? Well, we created resistance back below that key area, all from this level here. That was that original resistance level. Then what we did over here was we tried to create some support. We tried to create some support again, and then this candle just said no, pulled you back in the range. Then we pulled back into the range, something similar to maybe over here, created a higher level of support, and now we're trying to make our way back above. So potentially You know, we want to see some form of a lower time frame support being formed, you know, back above these kind of levels. But ultimately for us, what's going to be really important is this little minor resistance here, because we know if we can break above there, then we have a shot to push into this kind of area and this kind of range here that we can see to the left. That's going to be important. But if we find rejection, well, what's going to happen? Most likely we're going to pull back to the most recent level of support, and we're going to find rejection in this current range, because we are in a little 4-hour range here. This is a consolidation, but we know from looking left, as stated, why these areas are going to be key, and what we'd potentially want to see up over here to give us some solid confirmation. Okay, obviously 1 hour structure is starting to create nice bullish structure, but we know we've got this resistance here. So we know we've got this resistance here. It's going to be a bit of an issue, and we've got this support here. Okay, so we know we're in this overall 1 hour range, but we know we're creating nice structure because we've created a higher level of support over here than down over here. So that means that more buyers are jumping in the market. So we just have to break this level, and then potential upside is going to make sense, pushing into what you can see to the left hand side as key levels. Maybe even just paying attention to this kind of area here. But apart from that, should be good. And then obviously from our 30-minute, it's very obvious to see that we're just in this current little range over here, and how we've created this little 30-minute support level since the start of the session. So if we're going to break above, let's say, this key level right here, okay, let's say we're going to break above this area, it's very likely that we're going to need to have stops below this support based off structure, because you could get a close up and above here, have pullbacks into the range, and still just do that. But overall, obviously, we want to keep an eye on this to the left hand side, make sure we're not having major rejections off that, and obviously want to keep an eye on the support over here to see how we react off that. Because what if we start breaking down below the support? Well, potentially if we start getting nice closes back below this resistance, then yeah, potentially we're going to start pushing our way back down to the low of the entire range. But it depends.
I need to sort out my trading view, because
What's
it
going
said
on?
someone logged in from United States,
Really?
and like I'm getting alerts like EUR/AUD crossing this level, and I'm like,
That's weird.
for me, I need to sort out my password thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's annoying, really.
Yeah, I would-
reset.
I would just change the password, boss.
Yeah, man.
We'll have a little look at gold in a sec. Man, YouTube are quiet this morning. What's going on?
How many views you got right now? I'm just go on it.
7. Okay, let's have a little quick look on gold then. Yeah, looking at the daily, I mean we're in this tricky spot right now. You've got this daily support level. Obviously you're going to get potential sells below that. You can feel the wick ranges and definitely will drive down to the next support around 1890. But at the same time you've had this resistance level that's just created rejection, you know, for quite some time. So potentially close above here, I think, yeah, then you could push your way up to what we see to the left, which is that resistance there. But we can clearly identify that we're finding rejection in this area too. So yeah, if it were me, I probably wouldn't really want to be touching gold within this sort of area. 4 hours even more tricky because, you know, your sort of daily levels like here, in the grand scheme of things, but you can just see how even though we have these moves down, we find support and we just drive straight back up in the range, which is why you had support formed here. This level here is going to be important, so it's very difficult until we get solid confirmation, in my opinion. So yeah, I would be very, very cautious really with gold at the sec. I mean, you can see Asian session 4-hour candle broke this most recent support level. Cool, but I mean, how are we going to react, you know, at these kind of levels here? We don't know. But, you know, I think potentially there's an opportunity for, well, to see if we can push down further on gold. We have made like some form of a low, so there is a potential opportunity to like use a scalping option, and then to kind of just see what happens, because you're not yet got confirmation higher time frame. So I'll be sort of paying attention to like this kind of zone. If you can get sort of 30 minutes closing back in that zone, it should give you a shot coming back down to like 1917. But obviously if we start to create support back above like 1920, you may get a little move up. You know, that wouldn't be such a bad shout considering where we are from a daily perspective. You can see we're at that support, so it makes sense to see potential drive up. But at the minute you got a 4-hour that broke that support to the left, right? So you obviously want to bear that in mind, that potentially you could create some resistance and this 4-hour could drive down. And obviously GJ, we're just waiting to see if we can get a close above this resistance over here and then see if we can get some form of a continuation move driving up. That's sort of the plan here today.
Mention the news yet?
There's no news today. Well, there's Bank of England Governor Bailey, but it's not till 10:45.
Yeah, pretty dry week for news really, especially with GJ. I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, that may create low volume, but we'll see. But you know, sometimes it's nice to have a week you know there's no news, so you know it's going to be all sort of moved by real fundamentals in the market, not necessarily just one news event.
mean, hopefully we have not as big candles.
Yeah.
Next couple.
Yeah, I think they've kind of, yeah, I mean,
They look like they've slowed down a bit.
yeah, a little bit, yeah. But obviously we know April can be a bit of a tough month. If you backtest sort of April, May, it can certainly be a very, very tricky month, so just bear that in mind. But maybe we'll have good volume and it won't be like last year and the year before.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Could be a really, really good year. Good month. But how's everybody in the YouTube doing? Did you have a good weekend? At least tell me that. Or what you guys are looking for, if you're in any trades already. Bit of discussion on a Monday morning. This is what this is here for. Can't just be streaming talking to myself all day.
Still going to be around 20, yeah. Low 20s, maybe 20, back a little bit.
What are you saying, stop loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it's under 25 is not bad. Under 25 is not bad, but we'll see, because I'm not so sure this 30 minutes going to close above yet. But we'll see. I mean, if it does, right? You can have stops below that 1 hour, 30-minute level. Should be pretty good. We've got like 5 minutes left. What's going on, Byron? Yeah, good weekend, nice rest. Back looking at AJ and GJ, but they move the same, so closures I need. Hope you guys are well. Yes, I'm doing very well, mate. Thank you for asking. But yeah, GJ, definitely gonna have to wait for a closure here. I wouldn't be trying to buy in the middle of this range. We could easily start coming down, breaking below 800, and then if we start getting breaks below 800, 750s, then we could potentially make our way all the way back down to like 160, 400. So we particularly want to see this 30-minute drive up, close outside the range, and then we could look to continue this move, driving up. That's my plan for the session. You know what I'm saying? We've got around 4 minutes, so we'll wait and see. So for me, obviously entry would be wherever this sort of closes, and then I have to have stops below this support here. So if the stop gets a bit too big and it drives up to over here, then obviously I'd have to lower the risk a little bit. That's what I'm waiting to see what's sort of going to happen. So obviously right now stops are about 25, which is quite low really for this sort of what we've seen recently. Stops have all been like 35 pips plus, so bear that in mind. bear that in mind. But we'll see with this little situation. Could be nice. 7 AM could give us a little push. Could pull us back. So bear that in mind as well. What are you saying, Kelsey? You looking at these buys?
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Yeah, see what this closes. So right, this is a 4 level, yeah. Right, that fire resistance level. I'd just like it to either break it or but I'd rather see it broken probably.
Just don't want it to drive. I just don't want it to drive up too much.
Nah.
That's my issue. I want to see a nice little pullback. I'm not too bothered if it doesn't close above that level. I just more want to see a reaction to it and still be able to close above most recent resistance. That's what I'm interested in. We've got 2 minutes left, people. So let's just say the stop is where it is now. What are we looking at? Yeah, about 27. So probably not going to use a 1.5. Probably going to go over 1. Unless I can get it under 25. Then I'm going to have to use a 1 lot. Sort of want the 1.5s around the 20 pip mark. A little bit less. Anything bigger than that, going to need to be not so aggressive. Right, we've got 1 minute left, people. And then let's see if we can get a nice early move here to start the day. Last minute. We're going to get run off. We're going to get close.
Somebody idea. Right, it's closing now, right. These next areas that we haven't really tapped into yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about them. I'm more worried about what's recent, you know? For me.
Still.
I think this could be a good move.
Well, at least the volume's like kicking in now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this should be a good move. Well, obviously we know stops are going to be a little bit bigger at this stage. That's cool, so it's going to have to be a 1-to-1. Which is going to be, yeah, it's going to be quite a push. Sort of around 25 pip roughly. 25 to 30 pip sort of target is going to make sense. Have you noticed spreads have just been madness at the minute?
Yeah. I've noticed that, man. I've been getting really shit spreads.
Like, all like over a pip at the minute.
Yeah, I've kind of got no commission on my accounts, and mine are even higher. I'm on like 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
1.7.
So who executed there, boys, in the YouTube? Because I'm in that position. So we should now look to have the next candle sort of break above this wick, drive up to the left hand side. Should be good if we can do that. Yes, I've got about a 28 pip stop. gonna go for 25 pip target.
I've got a daily level at 330, or previous daily level.
Okay.
We've got a reaction I think before as well, so probably that's at 330.
I think we could drive up. Personally, I think we can drive up quite nice. It's moving up already. Just to show the YouTube. How do you zoom in? Oh, it won't let me zoom in. Oh, that's annoying.
Zoom into MT.
Oh, what's going on here? Alright. Sorry, YouTube. Oh. Just trying to get it so we can see both. Just so you guys can see full transparency, right? Can see we're up about 5 pips, 4 or 5 pips. But as long as this isn't a wick for 7, well, I'm not too concerned if 7am drives down, but obviously once it starts breaking above the highs, we really want to see it continue driving. Really is obviously ideal situation. So yeah, Monday morning, let's go. Got around 7 pips at the minute.
30-minute area around 200. But we should probably smash through these low. They're not really significant ones.
Yeah, I hope so. But for those in the YouTube, I mean, depends what your sort of targets are. If you're looking for 10, if you're looking for whatever, but I mean, we're making our way up slowly, so depends what you're looking to secure at. If you're looking at 10, only a couple away already. 9, there you go.
Mate, these 10 pips are getting hit in like a couple of minutes, aren't they?
Yeah, the 10 pips is becoming quite easy because of you know, just simply the price can move 10 pips pretty quick now. Oh, it nearly hit 10 pips. Ah, there we go. So you got your 10 pips there on YouTube. We've got 12 pips at the minute. Very nice. See what we can get to start the week here.
Nice to see us breaking the previous daily high. It's coming up 190.
Yeah, man. I think we should continue this move now that we've seen 7am driving up. Oh, finding a bit of rejection, are we now? After a little 12 pip move. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not concerned about this too much, consider how much it's pushed up already. I'm more, I want to just be able to get to, yeah, we'll see how the 15-minute closes, because it's just the first 5 minutes. We could easily have the next 5-minute candle coming up, fill in that wick, but it's nice to see that it's, you know, created a nice direction. It's broken into those wicks, so that's what I'm really kind of focusing on. But yeah, it did move about 12 pips, and then obviously now pulling back. Obviously I'm going for a bit more of a higher target level based off of the risk, so we'll see. But yeah, we'll pull that back up anyway in a sec. That's all good, that's there, just chilling. You guys are seeing what's what with that. But yeah, obviously those who secure like 10-12 pips, you got a W. So if you did manage to secure, drop that in the chat. If not, and if you're holding with me, if you're holding, then let's hope we can get some more volume coming in. Just gotta relax, just gotta chill out, relax, let it do its thing. Thank you, Raul Mendez, appreciate it. Obviously for me, I have specific profit taking levels, so gonna have to let this one play out. But for certain people, they just want to bag up at 10 and 12 pips, so that opportunity did arise. Oh, Byron got a W, very nice.
Nice.
That's what I like.
That's Monday morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I weren't gonna have stops below the 30-minute. If you did, then you had 1-to-1, but in my opinion, needs to be below that support. So definitely going to go for a much bigger target. I think it's all good anyway. I think we just need to see this 5 minute create a nice wick, and it should drive up. Just don't want this to be major. Look, we're going to keep an eye on it. But it's drove up at the sec, so could just have a little reaction as we're coming up to key levels. But if you look at the 4 hour now, I think once we break that wick at 189, then our next target is going to be 331. Didn't mark that level out.
That's my level of securing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna, yeah, something, I've got mine.
Around there. See how it moves.
Yeah, around there. I hate when it does this. Yeah, we'll see. It's driving back up at this stage, which is nice. Making its way back up.
It didn't really seem to react to anything significant apart from maybe a wick to the left, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that bad a reaction.
No, I'd like to see it still continue driving up. Yeah, I got my TP at like 300. But obviously, yeah, 330 is the ultimate target for the session. In my opinion, it is 330 is the high time frame target for the session. Just want to see GJ keep driving up while we got the volume in. Nice amount of viewers here today. We've got 22 people on stream.
Nice.
We've got a W in the chat. But obviously I want to see this continue. Come on, GJ. Let's have a little look on 1 minute. Interesting.
Having a breather.
Yeah, let's have a little breather. Yeah, we'll see. I think as long as this 15 can close fairly strong in that, the next 15 could drive up. I mean, once it breaks its own high, we should be very, very in a good position at that stage. If it's going to do so, I'm not sure. But we're back at like 10 pips, oh, 11 pips.
That jumped, didn't it?
Yeah, here we go. We're going to get that squeeze now, boys. Let's put this back on screen.
Yeah, but I was going to say. Shut that back on.
We do this live. We do this live. We do this live. Come on, GJ, break your own high, mate, and then we can have a nice day then. Otherwise, it's gonna have to wait for the next 15-minute candle to set up. Oh. Thought you were gonna drive then, GJ. Oh, it's not.
Start the fight.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Hopefully, 1 wick.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, better be a bottom wick. I swear down.
Yeah. 15-minute closes.
Yeah, I'd rather not if the 15 closes like a rejection.
Nah.
I want this to close strong, so that the next one can drive up. Because this 7 AM 30 minute should be a strong candle. But yeah, if this is a wick, then this should drive up quite hard. If it's not, Then we're starting to find a little bit of rejection here. But we'll keep an eye on it. Just don't want to be staring at the MT5 so much. But I really want to see this drive up. Yeah, we'll keep it on the 15 for a minute. We'll see.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nice if that 15-minute does close kind of below the left area.
Yeah, it's not. I just think at the minute it's not liking that area, but I think we just need to create some support, and it will drive itself back up again. It depends. 15-minute, you know, it moved what it did. The next 15 could easily fill that. Maybe it wants to come back to make a bit more of a lower 30-minute bottom wick, and then fill that in the second half. All depends really. But this 5 minute is coming down quite hard.
Yeah, that was a wick at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's a wick. I think it's a case of it's just finding a bit of rejection here. And then we just have to see what happens. See how it closes up. But yeah, we can see the harshness of this pullback. The 7 AM is kind of like that. If you're getting into a trade at 7, this is fairly to be expected. We'll leave it on the 15 anyway. I'll put the MT5 back up once we start doing something nice.
You just never know at 7 and what it wants to do. It's probably even more dodgy time than 8.
Yeah, it's a bit more dodgy than 8, 7 AM for some reason. I agree with you on that. Yeah, plus I got to take off a little bit earlier today. About 7:45, 10 to 8. Yeah, we just need the next 15 to create a bit of a bottom wick, and then if it can fill that current wick, then it's all good. But because we're going for a bit of a higher target, we've got to bear with it. Got to bear with it.
Byron's runner probably got stopped.
I would have thought. If you put them at break even. Yeah, I mean that 15-minute candle's not much. It's just a little bit of a rejection thing going on, but
I get it fairly easily, to be honest.
yeah, that can be dealt with. Just want to see wicks to the downside at this stage to show that we're going to create rejection and still drive further up at this point. So yeah, keep relaxed, keep chilled, it's all good. Still got plenty of time for it to do its thing. But yeah, potentially just could be this 30-minute needing to make a much lower wick to grab more liquidity. Could be the 30-minute does want to pull back and close bearish. and then for the next 30 minutes to drive up. But where I am keeping an eye on is this kind of like 900 level, how we're gonna sort of react there. It's like 930, 900 level, just because a little 5-minute area there that's quite important from a structural perspective. You know, plus if we create support here, which is at 161, that obviously is a key level, so just remember that. Right, I'm gonna be back in about a couple minutes. Just gotta go to the toilet, make a little quick drink, and then we'll see with this little situation, but I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, I'll be back in literally a couple minutes, not long at all, and then we'll see what's going on with GJ. Alright, bear with me.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good again. Hopefully we can get this wick fill up, get a good 30-minute close, and then continue at 7:30. And the main thing is, at the moment, we haven't rejected hard this next 15 minutes. And if we were going to come down hard, we probably would have done that.
Right, I'm back. So hopefully we can start making a nice support formation over here. But let's keep an eye on it.
I was just saying that it's quite good how we haven't continued the 15-minute down. We're finding support at that 161 level.
Yeah, that's true. But we've got to be cautious of this sort of like 5-minute level that's being created now, because if we start breaking down below that, then obviously that means we're going to start making our way back in the range. So just bear that in mind. But obviously at the same time, I think we're good to understand that if this support holds, then we have no issue filling that wick and continuing, because the structure is saying, okay, yeah, the strong bearish candle, weak bearish candle with a wick. This bullish candle's come straight up, broke the high, created support. If you get a candle breaking this support and closing below and then starts breaking down, this whole 15-minute move is out the window.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. So we've got to wait to see how it closes, because the 30-minute can easily close bearish. But obviously this is what we want to see. Nice wick like that, drive up, fill the range from a 5-minute perspective. So I'm just going to sit here patiently, and then as we approach the top of the wick, if we approach the top of the wick, then I can put the thing back on the screen. But yeah, I've got to take off a little bit earlier today just because of work and that, so I'm probably jumping off about 1:45, 10:45-ish, so about another 20 minutes or so. It'd be nice if we can get the drive up by then, really. That would be ideal, but that's cool if we don't. But anyway, I don't really want to be staring at GJs, so we can have a little look at GN, see what's going on there. Okay, so it's sort of coming down to my sort of level now, where I would want to see. Oh, it's in the same place, sorry. We want to be sort of below here before we're looking for anything. Gold, ooh, gold, nasty rejection. But yeah, no, it looks like there's no opportunity there on gold, I tell you. I'm not sure about this little situation yet. Not until I see a strong 15-minute closed up. Then I'll have more confidence in that sort of situation. But not until then. You can easily have this candle flipping back bearish, closing bearish. So just bear that in mind.
Break this level on the 30 to the left, let's do that. Have a good sign to continue.
Yeah, this current 5-minute as well is struggling.
Yeah.
That's what we've got to understand. We really need to see a strong 15-minute closure here, in my opinion. Give this some validation. Even better if the 30-minute can close above that 070 level. that would be much nicer confirmation. Might not, so bear that in mind. But I just want people to be aware, if you're still holding this trade, that you're gonna have to really pay attention here, because some things can go down pretty quick.
Last minute.
Yeah, last minute. Hopefully, maybe give us the drive up. It's got to break that high of itself. Go, go. That's quite relevant in this situation. Go. Oh yeah, you can't.
Patience though, isn't it? When you're in the holding the trade.
Yeah, you had. I think it's these days are good for like psychological, because you go into profit, then price pulls back, a little bit of drawdown. How are you going to deal with that if you've got bigger targets? So it tests you, and that's what you want.
We get shit, don't we, all the time? Panic.
Yeah, we'd panic. It's looking fairly nice closure. Can't say that's not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty solid closure. 30-minute close bullish. So I'll be inclined to look at moving stops to 900
I've
soon.
just done that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because it's not really a minor support at that 900 level, but
it's a key level.
Yeah. Yeah. On the 15 minutes, so after it coming out of that and then 4-minute support on the 15, I wouldn't expect it to come down there now.
No. I'm going to wait to see if we can fill the 30 wick, and if we can, then I'll move it. Just because at the minute it's it's technically giving you another entry, and to be completely honest, it's technically giving you that, but I wouldn't want to add a position on this particular one personally, but it has given you that sort of extra confirmation, so I'm just sort of waiting. Want to make sure that we get a decent bottom wick and then it start driving up, so I know that we're going to respect this kind of support level now been formed, 161, and then I think we're very good to go. We've had a good amount of viewers here today, so I'm pleased about that. So make sure you guys are dropping a like on the stream, because we've broke down pretty much everything today. Broke down all the pairs, broke down GJ, spoke about this ahead of time. You did call out 12 pip move to start with. Obviously now it's pulled back, which is cool, but still should see at least 20 likes here today. If not, minimum 15 likes would be good. 15-20 likes I'll be pleased with today.
Yeah, sub as well, because you got that giveaway.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well done, Kelsey. Yeah, exactly. We're doing a giveaway at 2k subscribers, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube as well. I think a lot of you are, but if you're not, make sure you are, and then you get automatically entered into that competition once we get there. But that'll take a little while to get there. So if I put stops to 900 soon, what's that going to do for me? It's going to make it like a 13 pipper, which means basically my 1-to-1 in that case would be the wick fill. But I do sort of want
it.
Yeah.
With this, at the moment I'm just doing my original stop loss was. But
yeah.
If I had moved my stops a bit higher up, I would be a bit more inclined to secure it a bit earlier.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're going to move it, then obviously your risk is lowered. So then, you are in a position to secure at a lower position. But, I mean, it's all dependent really on your own personal sort of plan, I suppose, at the end of the day. For me, I'd probably try and at least get to about... I think if I had like 15 plus, you then would look to secure. Because then you're like, okay, yeah, it's a bit more than what I originally, what it would risk now. But it's roughly near where I originally risked, so it's not too bad. But obviously, if you do it like that every time when you move to stop, that's pretty good, because then you're lowering the risk. But let's say you originally took that trade here, and then price starts going into drawdown, then your target would still remain the 1-to-1 based off what the original stop was. But it's only because you're moving it that you're understanding that can give you an opportunity. Just waiting for this 30-minute to properly flip, start breaking its own high, and then I think we should be good. Where I'm at right now, I'm just about 3 or 4. Okay.
We're on entry in it.
Yeah, pretty much. But I am looking at, okay, if this starts coming into drawdown, I'll be looking at managing risk, basically closing positions about 900. So you could argue that you're trying to go for a bigger target, but you're making a smaller loss of it. But I have to be careful because you could argue that if you just leave it where it is, would the trade still played out? Well, that's what you have to determine. Ooh. This will be interesting to see what happens here now. If this is the wick, then we're gonna smash up. If this is gonna pull back, then yeah, it's gonna be very tough. Like I say, guys, if this is a wick to drive up, this could fly. But if it doesn't, and this is going to pull back into the range, start breaking down below 960, it's going to be very dangerous. I can kind of see this.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know. It looked like it was going to flip up, and then it just didn't. I don't like it does that.
Yeah, neither. Just if we create a resistance here, it is creating like sort of lower bearish structure, which isn't ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get this level near now. We break the low.
I think I'm gonna move my stops to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move my stops to 900. To be honest, I think that's gonna make sense. Yeah, I'm gonna move my stops to 900 at this point, so I'm reducing the risk. I wouldn't have had a 1-to-1 anyway, so because I only had 12 pips originally. But yeah, I'm gonna move my stops to 900 just because I don't like the idea of this start coming back in the range. I really want to see this, kind of respect this 30-minute low, to be honest. Respecting this kind of area, just because there's a lot riding on this respecting what's been created now. If it doesn't, we know what can happen. It can very easily become a big problem. So that's kind of the thought process of that. But I mean, in theory, if you want, you could leave your stops below here and just let it play out. That might be a better option for some. But just because I've got to go a bit earlier today, it's the start of the week, I'm going to be keeping it a bit more stringent. What market are you trading? It says it right here, mate. GBP JPY says it right there.
This is live forex trading.
Yeah, it's forex market. It's all written there. No George again today.
No.
Georgie boy.
He's road to 1,000 now. He's on this week.
He's what?
On his account, road to 1,000.
No way. He
I
didn't.
don't know.
How has he done that?
Nah, I said like last week we're trying to get this week.
Oh, I
But yeah.
see. Sorry, I thought you meant he'd
Yeah.
actually done that. I was gonna say, wow. He must have full
Two
margined
pounds,
everything.
1,000.
Yeah, okay.
I can imagine him sitting there watching, the flip accounts. On
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. Using my phone to watch too small to see, mate. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, sorry, it's GBPJPY. If you're on your phone, that's fair enough. But obviously, for some people, they'll just be like, "What is this?" And it's like, "Come on, man, it's it says it in the description." But in your case, that's fair enough. I'll let you off. So it's nice to see 5 minute should reject that support if it's going to close there. It's obviously pretty good for us. Yeah, it looks like it's respecting that support, which is nice. It's actually flipped.
Now, it's like 5 minutes looking like. Oh, it's flipped.
That'll be interesting to see what happens at this stage. If we're going to get this massive drive up or not. Got 5 minutes for this to do something, really, if you think about it. So obviously I've got to take off pretty soon. But anyway, YouTube, make sure you drop a like on the stream for starters. So I should see 20 likes here today, right? That's first of all. Second of all, obviously you did have 12 pips for the YouTube, so hopefully you guys caught a nice trade. If not, obviously I'll let you guys know how my position plays out. See what sort of happens there. But I am keeping an eye on this at this current stage. Yeah, it might pull back for open, but overall, there's key levels that need to be respected here currently. You can see, look at the 1 hour now. It's just having problems in this zone. So we've got to make sure we're not getting rejections of zones. We're having reactions, but a reaction and rejection are slightly different. But I've sort of seen this situation before, and this is sort of like pullback market structure. It's either going to just fly up, it's either going to smash up, you're going to get a big ass candle like this because you're getting this little situation going on, or it's going to break down, it's going to smash down. I'm going to be wrong pretty quick. Just based off the 5 minute, you can see it's setting up for some volume. So that's pretty important to me. That's pretty important. So yeah, about a few more minutes, YouTube. We'll see how this 15 closes up, and then obviously I'm gonna have to assess the situation from there. Well, because obviously I'm going soon anyway. But we'll let this 15 close up and then we'll check it out. This 5 minute is the last 5 minute. It's going to determine whether we're going to respect the support or break it. And this 15 minute obviously looking like it's going to do that.
Yeah, it's not ideal if it does close there, because we've created a level of support, so we should be coming off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see. Who knows?
You just never know.
Yeah. I wouldn't close the trade if it closed below there, but I would just now look at that in a different light. I would now be like, cool, this is we've started to show signs that it's not going to play out, so we want to be cautious. If this can drive up, that is pretty good. Anyone on the YouTube still holding buys, or what's the deal? What's the last minute gonna do? What's it saying?
Looking better though.
Yeah, it's looking better, yeah. Imagine it flipping in the last minute though. That's pretty mad if it does do that.
Yeah, as you're saying, we haven't actually seen any big rejections. It's just reactions back to our key levels.
Yeah, exactly. It's 15 minute about to flip in its last 30 seconds. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, but obviously, you know, we wanted to see this kind of zone respected, didn't we? That's the key. This zone being respected, and it is being respected at the minute, so that gives us confidence in that little situation there. But yeah, no, I'm not sure if it's going to flip in this sort of last 10 seconds. Probably going to close like this, sort of weak bearish. But that's cool because the wicks are coming to the downside, which is good. So yeah, we can now hopefully have the next 15 create a little bit of a bottom wick and then drive up. I prefer a little bit of a bottom wick and then break the highs to continue up. So that would be the 30-minute flipping. But if it doesn't want to create a bottom wick, that's fine, as long as we don't then get more rejections coming from the same area. You know, because then we're more likely to pull back down, and then, you know, that's when it becomes very, very tricky at that stage. So you have to understand. But like I say, we could have this 5 minute just smash up based on the current structure on the 5 minute. Right, I'm gonna go get ready quickly. In fact, let's call it a day on stream now. In fact, and then what I'll do is we'll update you guys on Instagram what happened with the trade, if we had a win, if it actually went into drawdown, and obviously we got out with a much smaller loss than originally planned for, which is good. So yeah. Alright, on YouTube, I'm gonna finish off. Got to leave a bit earlier today. So just last sort of thing from me. Obviously, we want to see this 15 minute, obviously flipping the 30 minute, breaking above, filling that wick, and then once we break that wick at 171, we should be off at that point. Target for the session for me is 161.332. That's like that overall sort of like area I'd be looking that price should hit. My personal target's around 300, but that's what I'd be looking at. You want to see this 30-minute flipping, filling the wick, continuing 1 hour, filling its own wick, closing strong, ready for open is ideal. So yeah, that's sort of the conditions ready for open. But yeah, so apart from that, that is me done for the day. Obviously I'm gonna call it as we called out a win, because I know that a couple of people secured, you know, dependent on your strategy, right? But obviously, you know, when price moves into profit, 10 plus pips, 12 pips, dependent on your strategy, but that for some is going to be securing time. So we had an opportunity there was an opportunity to secure today, but if you're still holding, then, you know, that's all cool. Doesn't make a difference, but it's just about sticking to whatever plan you do have. So for me, I've got a little bit higher of a target, so that's why I've allowed the trade to play out in this manner. So yeah. Alright, YouTube, have a great rest of your day. Like I said, we should see a good amount of likes here today. Good start to the week. We'll be back tomorrow. So yeah, everybody have a good rest of your trading day. Thank you for coming on. Keep an eye on this little situation. 30 minutes about to flip up. 30 minutes flipped. You can see now starting to move back into profit. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this situation, but I'll give you a little update on the gram what happens to me. But yeah, so thank you very much. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Take care, and yeah,
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, everyone. Thank you. Make sure you like the stream, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.